we'd like to welcome one of your guest teachers.
Class of 2008, thank you for inviting me to speak today. This is an honor I don't take lightly. I have spent several weeks thinking about what I could say to you that would be meaningful and I could do without turning into a blubbering mess at the end. So, I'm going to do my best. You are a distinguished group of people who dealt with many transitions to get to this point today. There are so many stories, amazing accomplishments, and acts of selflessness that I could talk about. In fact, I recently had the privilege of going to watch one of our seniors receive a scholarship for her amazing accomplishment. While at this event, the keynote speaker gave a speech that was obviously not intended for a group of scientists. He opened with this line that made my blood boil. He quoted the poet and activist Muriel Rukeyser by saying, "The world is not made of atoms, it is made of stories." He said again, "The world is not made of atoms, it is made of stories." This evoked a reaction in me that you would expect from any science teacher. I thought, who is this guy standing in front of a room full of people announcing that atomic theory is invalid? I pondered this for a moment before deciding to go ahead and listen to what he had to say. In the end, I identified with his message, and it was so powerful, I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. My world is most definitely made of stories. I have been so thankful to work in a small school where I get the opportunity to know your stories in a way I never would at a large school. For example, 3 years ago, I got the opportunity. I met a student in my integrated science class who argued with me every day about why he should bother passing my class. His attendance wasn't great, and he tried to convince me that his time was better spent working at a job where he could earn money. His argument was that he had no chance of going to college because he was an undocumented resident, and high school could not lead to higher education for him. This killed me, because I hated that he was probably right. I hated being part of a system that could deny education to someone who was such a natural-born leader. Of course, I argued with him anyway, and he eventually did dedicate himself to passing my class, but that was only the beginning. This student eventually went on to pass all 3 WASLs on his first try, despite the fact that he was still learning English. He became a leader in a club at our school called Latinos Stand Up. He took on the cause of educating people about the DREAM Act and what it could mean for students like himself. He got accepted to UW and has received a scholarship to pay for his first year there. I had the opportunity to watch him and his peers do a presentation about the DREAM Act at the latest LSU barbecue. Food's great, by the way. And I was so proud I could hardly hold back my tears. In fact, I didn't do a very good job of that. I believe that knowing this young man's story has made me a better advocate for my students, and I'm very thankful for that. His story is just one of many that I could share about this class of graduates, but I'm going to share one more. I had a student in my connections class who was very committed to school. She dedicated her energy in 11th grade to educating young people about abortion in an effort to prevent them from having one. The school year ended and we parted ways for the summer, and when we came back, she confided in me that she was pregnant. I have to admit I was completely shocked, but it didn't take any time at all for my shock to fade to fear for what would happen to her chances of continuing her education. I knew that she wanted to go into medicine, and this had the potential to be a serious obstacle. It turns out she'd already taken steps to complete summer school courses to help her pass the math puzzle. She did it successfully. She researched what resources were available to her to finish high school, and she got enrolled in all the right programs that would prepare her to finish as well as to be a good mother. This situation has caused her to grow up really fast over the year, but I could not be more proud of her. She has held herself to high standards to make sure she was sitting here with this class today. She has worked closely with me to complete her senior project. She's completed a beautiful portfolio, and she's taking all the right steps to finish high school so she can be ready to enter her nursing program in the fall. She is prioritizing her education because she understands it will make her better equipped to provide her daughter with the life she deserves. I've had an opportunity to see what a wonderful mother she's become, and while I'm not recommending doing what she did, I am so glad to tell you that hers is a success story. Without knowing their stories, you might make the mistake that this class of graduates is just regular teenagers. But I assure you they are not. Every one of these students sitting before you has an equally amazing story, and the world is made of stories. In order to build the best possible world, we need to listen to each other's stories and try to understand each other's struggles. This will put our own trials into perspective and allow us to take action to improve the world. Every one of you has found a cause while you're here at Global Connections, and you have worked your part to improve the world. I challenge you to continue this after you leave us. Listen to people's stories, and to continue to expand your worldview. But please be more insightful than that speaker from UW, and understand that the world is indeed made of atoms, but it is also made of stories. This class happens to be the group I had in my first year of teaching, so this is a little extra special for me. I got to watch you grow, and I will never forget you.